Hello and welcome to NewsX's A-List. This is a special show wherein we bring to you candid conversations with some of India's brightest talents and minds. My colleague Uday has engaged in a candid conversation with renowned music composer Mithoon, where the star has shared his recent achievements, the state of the current music industry, and much more. Listen in.
Creating magic with his compositions.
Recreating all of that, was that a challenge and how did you go about it?
Creations, I knew the magic done by Uttam Singh Ji and Anand Bakshi Saab does not need to be recreated, it just needs to be represented.
Creating history with his latest release.
What do you believe have been one or two albums that changed the course of your career?
As an artist, always stick to your conviction, and that really was a game changer for me mentally.
NewsX India A-List proudly recognizes Mithoon for excellence in music.
Hello and welcome. I'm Rajat Pratap Singh. You're joining us on this special interview on NewsX. We are in conversation today with music composer Mithoon. Mithoon, welcome to NewsX. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Uday.
Well, let me start out by firstly congratulating you क्योंकि आपकी फिल्म गदर 2 के गानों ने वाकई में गदर मचा दी है पूरे देश में. It is doing so well. So congratulations on that. What's the feeling like right now?
देखिए, कुछ चीजें जो होती है वो एकदम उत्सव की तरह होती है देश में, एंड आई फील गदर 2 ने वही उत्सव का जो माहौल है वो देश में ला दिया है. आई फील very vindicated as an artist, as a Hindi film composer, and also as a cinema buff to see this kind of madness for the film, for the music in the theaters. So I think it's one of the biggest high points of my career, even emotionally speaking.
Yes, but how was it for you taking on this challenge? Because the original songs, the original film has been loved so much, and it's been so many years. So for you, recreating all of that, was that a challenge, and how did you go about it?
Honestly, Uday, if I would have seen it as a challenge or as an obstacle, I would have never done it.
Mm-hmm.
I saw it as something which invited me, because I think my heart was in the right place.
Yeah.
Speaking about the recreations, I knew the magic done by Uttam Singh Ji and Anand Bakshi Saab does not need to be recreated. It just needs to be represented.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to add anything more. I just wanted to let it shine. So I kept the the aura of the original work intact. If you listen to the recreations, it's so amazing that when Urja Kale Kawa came out pehli baar, so in the lakhs of comments, there is not one negative comment for a recreation.
Yeah.
So I think that's only because the respect that I had for the art and for the work that my seniors have done, it could clearly be seen. So that felt great. And then when the film released, when my original work came, I could see people clapping in the theaters, whistling in the theaters, dancing.
Yeah.
So the entire experience has been very beautiful. I think I also look at it from a very story perspective. Like when I did Ashiki 2, तो उस टाइम पे भी मुझसे यही सवाल पूछा गया था कि आप was it a challenge?
Yeah.
But I feel that every story is different, and when Anil Sharma ji gave me a full narration, I felt it's a beautiful story. जैसे वो बोल रहे कि अर्जुन और अभिमन्यु की कहानी. So I felt it's a beautiful story that could be set to music. I didn't look at it from the point of view of a Gadar 2 brand. It was my job as a composer setting a story to music, film music. Yeah. And from there, everything just flowed.
Yeah. Which is your favorite, or is that tough to say from all the tracks you've composed
Right now, it's there's a song called "Chal Tere Ishq Mein Pad Jate Hain."
Okay.
I'm really, because theater में जो response गाने को मिल रहा है. When Subhash Ghai साहब called me up a couple of days back, and he told me कि ये वो गाना है कि मैं अगर फिल्म बनाता मैं ऐसे गाने रिकॉर्ड करना चाहूंगा. So, I've really looked up to his cinema. I've looked up to his music with Lakshmikant Perilal so much. So I felt very, very humbled, and I'm really enjoying the entire old world charm that today's generation, लोग बात करते हैं कि आज का generation है, social media है, shorts है, reels है. लेकिन आप जाके थिएटर में देखिए, लोग 7 मिनट की कवाली सुन रहे हैं, उसको enjoy कर रहे हैं. So that speaks a lot for us as artists.
Okay, well, Gadar 2, of course, doing very well right now. But let's look back at the year gone by for you, Mithoon. Tell us how it's been personally for you, enjoying married life with Palak. We keep seeing your photographs with her on social media. And also professionally for you. if you talk about film music, from successful songs in Gumrah to Bawal, and now, of course, Gadar too.
Rightly, Uday, as you said that, it's been a very beautiful year for me. I'll speak professionally first that I really enjoyed working on Gumrah. The director had very interesting sensibilities, and filmed it really well after it came on OTT.
Mhm.
Bawal again was a very interesting project because I think Nitesh Tiwari is one of the best filmmakers we have in our country today. और उनके sensibilities इतनी अलग किस्म की कहानी भी है अगर आप देखेंगे बवाल. And my song did so well again with Manoj Muntashir and Arijit.
Yeah.
And then Gadar 2 happens जो हम सबको जो है अचंभे में कर देती है. It is like such a beautiful moment for Hindi cinema. I've been told it's one of the largest weekends in the history of Hindi cinema for Gadar 2 and Oh My God 2 as well, Jailer as well. So you just feel great as somebody who's grown up, looking up to Hindi cinema, looking up to Bharatiya cinema as a whole. You just feel vindicated ki, this art is here to stay, and it will encourage so much more talent, so many more new ideas. So I think the sky is the limit now.
Yes, absolutely. Looking back now at your career as well now, which do you believe have been one or two projects that were game changers for you? If we look back at the albums, at the songs, it's a good point, with this success to look back at previous successes. What do you believe have been one or two albums that changed the course of your career and trajectory of that?
I think एक ऐसा album होता है जिसके ऊपर मैं खुद confident नहीं था. Was the album of a film called Anwar. And उसमें जो मेरे गाने थे मौला मेरे मौला एंड तो से ना लागे, मैं उनको लेकर I wasn't confident when I was handing over the master. मुझे लगा था I'd become very indulgent as an artist.
Okay.
Because the songs were 9-minute long. There were long interludes. मौला मेरे मौला has a 1.5 minute का intro. So I felt कि maybe I've overindulged. But then जब लोगों ने उन गानों को इतना प्यार दिया और इतना मतलब हिस्टोरिक को बन गया अपने आप में वो साउंड ट्रैक, तो तब मुझे एहसास हुआ कि एज एन आर्टिस्ट ऑलवेज स्टिक टू योर कन्विक्शन, and that really was a game changer for me mentally. And after that obviously the train happened, Murder 2 happened, Ashiki 2 happened, Half Girlfriend, Sanam Re, Kabir Singh, all different highs. But I think वो जो एक होता है ना कि आपको मालूम पड़ जाता है कि नहीं ये मैं अपने प्रिंसिपल से कभी हटूंगा नहीं. That was a moment for me which happened in Anwar.
Okay. Now you are, of course, a music composer, a director who's looked up to by budding talent, by people who want to get into the industry. But for you, who was someone who you idolized, you looked up to when you were entering the industry?
Obviously, when I was growing up, because I was like I couldn't witness the work directly of the greats like Madan Mohan Saab, Lakshmikant Pyarelal ji, S.D. Burman ji, Pancham Da, obviously. So my dad, he has been a big blessing for me कि उन्होंने मुझे इन सब का काम सुनाया है. तो I would listen, even as a school kid, I would listen to these works. I would listen to the work of Raja Mehdi Ali Khan Saab, Hasrat Jaipuri Saab, Majroor Sultanpuri Saab, and obviously Anand Bakshi, who just brought a revolution in poetry. But then growing up, I think a very good hero for me was obviously our national treasure, A.R. Rahman sir. His work ethic, his focus, and the way he would just conduct himself also had a great influence on me as a human being and as an artist both. So yeah, I think all just put together just brought me to where I am today.
बहुत खुशी हो रही है आपको और हमें भी और जनता को भी. तो एक लाइन हो जाए जो एक खुशी को इजहार करेगा. We'd like you to have a line. How can we have an interview with you without a line? I know it's cliched, but हो जाए.
So I think मेरा गाना है दिल झूम in Gadar 2. तो फिलहाल मुझे लगता है हम सभी झूम रहे हैं. तो it goes as ये शौकी ये शरारत ये नफासत नजाकत, ये शौकी ये शरारत ये नफासत नजाकत, बहुत खूबसूरत हो आप सर से पाँव तक दिल झूम झूम दिल झूम झूम दिल झूम झूम जाए दिल झूम झूम दिल झूम झूम दिल झूम झूम जाए तुम्हें हूर 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 सा ये पाए दिल झूम झूम दिल झूम झूम दिल झूम झूम जाए.
थैंक यू सो मच, थैंक यू फॉर दैट। एंड उम्मीद करते हैं कि इसी फिल्म के साथ ही नहीं मगर आप अगले भी जो आपने एल्बम्स लिस्ट किए हैं उन सब के संग गदर मचाएं बॉक्स ऑफिस पे और देश में। बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया। थैंक यू सो मच मिथुन फॉर जॉइनिंग अस एंड कंग्रेचुलेशंस वंस अगेन ऑन द फैब सक्सेस।
Thank you so much.
Right. We also engaged in a riveting conversation with the CEO of International Security Organization, Mr. Rajat Kumar Pruthi, on organization's core values, difficulties, and the characteristics of a dynamic CEO. Listen in.
Helping making your company safer.
The International Security Organization, and how does this group function?
Currently, we have a strength of 20,000 plus manpower on pan-India basis, and we recruit more manpower to serve more to our clients. Currently, we're running on the 45th year and create more jobs more and more in the coming years.
Using new age tech for a safer tomorrow.
Since you've been the CEO for almost 20 years, you're saying now, what do you think, Mr. Pruthi, are the qualities that make for a dynamic CEO?
Creating that, we create more and more job opportunities. We make proper plans, execute them, and get results. Because once the results are out, automatically the company grows and employees also benefit.
NewsX India A-List proudly recognizes Rajat Kumar Pruthi for excellence in entrepreneurship.
Hello and welcome. You're watching NewsX India A-List with me, Devika Chopra, and we have another very special guest with us. I have with me Mr. Rajat Kumar Pruthi, who's the CEO of the International Security Organization. Mr. Pruthi, thank you so much for speaking to us.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here.
So, well, let's dive in, sir. Firstly, of course, our viewers want to know what exactly is the International Security Organization and how does this group function?
See, International Security is entire ISO group, basically a security and facility management company. Currently, we have a strength of 20,000 plus manpower on pan-India basis, and we recruit more manpower to serve more to our clients. Currently, we're running on the 45th year and create more jobs more and more in the coming years.
45 years, wow. And how long, sir, have you been the CEO of the International Security Organization?
See, I have been the CEO of this company for the past 20 years. I had taken over at a young age. It was a tough legacy. So it was taken over by the ex-CEO, Shri Rajat Kumar Pruthi, who had a very far vision to create more job opportunities for the citizens of the country. And he always believed in the safety mode. So since then, after his sad demise, we have been taking over and we are growing more and more.
So since you've been the CEO for almost 20 years, you're saying now, what do you think, Mr. Pruthi, are the qualities that make for a dynamic CEO?
See, as a dynamic CEO, first of all, I would like to thank my clients and everybody. Because of them, recently we've been awarded with this award, and it's an honor to have that prestigious award. And creating that, we create more and more job opportunities. We make proper plans, execute them, and get results. Because once the results are out, automatically the company grows and employees also benefit. We see to it that none of our employees suffer in any means.
Absolutely. And talking about employees, how do you as a CEO promote transparency between the top and the bottom line of the organization?
See, by creating transparency, we have a special HR and admin team who every fortnightly visits all our offices all across the country, make up a proper plan, visits our clients, visits the manpower site to site, so that they are not suffering from be it salary or their compliances or whatever be it. And once everything is planned and we execute them and we see that everybody is paid timely, even clients are happy. And once they are happy, we know the clients, everybody is happy. Because our security guards they are awake, we are sleeping safely.
Absolutely. And at the same time, Mr. Pruthi, as a CEO, what are the challenges you feel or you faced in terms of hiring or firing of an employee? Because that's something that a lot of organizations, they really deal with this problem of attrition.
Yes, this is a very big challenge in today's industry, especially in this industry where manpower keep on coming and going. But when we hire an employee, we see his passion to work, his behavior towards the employees, towards the security guards or the office boys or different types of manpower. Because if he is very polite to them and he has a curiosity to go behind them and make them train them properly, we recruit them. And while firing an employee, We don't want to fire an employee just like that. We give them a lot of chances. Yes, after that also he is not able to execute his work. We have to put him out of the company, but that also in such a manner with proper notice period so that he doesn't have any problem in that. This is what we do.
And so lastly, of course, before we let you go, we'd just like to understand what is it that you could share as your perhaps biggest learning being in this industry?
See, the biggest thing which I have learned in this industry in the past 20 years is patience. If you have patience, if you are polite with your clients are also very happy. If you deal in a patient manner with the manpower, who are the pillars of your company, they are also happy. And everything has to be dealt with patience. We cannot be harsh with anybody. This is what I've learned in this life.
Absolutely. Mr. Pruthi, thank you so much for joining us on NewsX India A-List.
Thank you very much. It was an honor to come here.
All right, saving the best for the last, the Managing Director of Delta Electronics of India, Mr. Niranjan Nayak, has insinuated towards social responsibility and to run an endeavor in an environment or an environmentally friendly fashion and sustainable transition made by the company. Here's my conversation with him.
Creating jobs for Indians.
How does Delta Electronics incorporate sustainability principles into its business operations and practices?
In India, we are one of the largest provider of telecom power systems. So you can imagine that more than 1 million power systems have been installed in various parts of the country.
Helping expand infrastructure and automation.
That Delta has made in terms of sustainability goals and its targets.
56.6% of carbon neutrality, way ahead of our target which we should have achieved in year 2025. Our 70% of the factories are using the renewable energy sources.
NewsX India A-List proudly recognizes Niranjan Nayak for excellence in leadership.
Mr. Nayak, welcome to the show. The first question I'd like to ask you is, how does Delta Electronics incorporate sustainability principles into its business operations and practices?
Yeah, there are two aspects to this answer. The first one is related to Delta Electronics facility as well as infrastructure. We are committed to RE100, which is nothing but achieve 100% renewable energy sources by year 2030. In addition to this, we also would like to achieve the carbon neutrality by year 2030. We have already started building the renewable energy stations or renewable energy solutions in various parts of the factories wherever we carry in India as well as other part of the world, which will help us to generate the renewable energy sources much earlier than the target what we have taken. In addition to this, we also have committed to the better work environment, and we have built more than 30 buildings all across the world, which are green buildings. In India also, when we look at Rudrapur or Gurgaon and Mumbai, even though if it is a small sales office, we have built the green LEED certified gold or platinum rated green buildings in these areas. In addition to this, when we look at our business, we are a power electronic, automation and energy management solution company. By the experience what we get from the world, we are also trying to develop the products which are more and more sustainable. If I have to give you an example, in India, we are one of the largest provider of telecom power systems. So you can imagine that more than 1 million power systems have been installed in various parts of the country, which are going to create a kind of sustainability in terms of making it more and more efficient. So that's where whenever we are developing these product or solutions, we focus in terms of the sustainability. And with that, whatever we do in the business, be it automation, be it power electronics, or be it the energy management and thermal solutions, we try to be sustainable so that we can contribute back to the society.
Absolutely wonderful. And of course, second question, what specific environmental initiatives has Delta implemented to reduce its carbon footprint and promote energy efficiency?
As a proud member of RE100, we continue to build the renewable energy sources by ourselves, or we try to use the renewable energy sources for the entire operation what we are taking over in terms of the factories or in terms of R&D offices or other offices. So this is the first one. In addition to this, we also work to address the emission. We are a proud member of RE100 and we continue to build the renewable energy sources to support our operations as well as offices all across the world. And by year 2030, we would like to achieve the carbon neutrality, as this is one of the strongest pillars for Delta. In addition to this, we would like to work towards the EV 100. In the sense, we promote the electric vehicles within our facilities, and we also promote the usage of electric vehicles for our employees. What we do is that we use or we offer them the electric vehicle charging stations within our premises, which will help them to charge whenever they are in the office. In fact, we also have contributed in terms of saving 26.6 million kilowatt hours of electricity in year 2022 by means of using the 32 buildings all across Delta facilities, which are the green buildings. These are some of the initiatives which we have taken, and we continue to work in this direction.
Absolutely. Mr. Nayak, what are the key aspects of Delta's corporate governance practices that contribute towards its sustainability efforts as well? Do elaborate, please.
Governance KPI or governance key performance indicators are quite important for us to measure the sustainability. In fact, we have set certain metrics and we are tracking those metrics to make sure that we improve the efficiency as well as we also improve the environmental impact to it. We also have diversity, inclusion and equity, which means as we have more than 70% of women employees in our KG factory, we try to create a kind of diversification and then inclusive work environment. Social welfare is quite important to us. In addition to that, we also try to take care of our well-being of employees. We offer them a better workplace, a safe workplace, and try to take care of the health aspect very well. So these are some of the areas where we are trying to work towards improving the corporate social responsibility.
That sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
And Mr. Nayak, in what ways does Delta drive innovation and develop sustainable technologies and solutions, of course? Touch upon that, please.
Yeah. We being one of the largest power supply manufacturer, it gives a lot of opportunity for us to work in the areas of energy efficiency or sustainability. We, with the help of or collaborating with our partners, we always try to develop the product and solutions which are going to be more and more energy efficient. I can give you an example. When we are working in terms of the manufacturing automation, because we are also into that business, what we do is that we understand from our own manufacturing what are the areas or means or ways to improve the efficiency or sustainability, and we develop the product and solutions related to the energy efficiency solutions. So with this, we will develop those product and solution and then support to the customers. In addition to this, we contribute about 8 to 9% of our total revenue on an annual basis to the research and development activities. This is quite significant. And when we look at the countries like India, because we also understand that India needs a different kind of a solution. Today, India, the energy infrastructure is not very stable, and then the government is coming out with various policies to make it very stable, because we have a lot of renewable energy being pumped into the grid. So in which we are also working in terms of developing the power quality compensation equipment, which we already have, and we are working together with railways as well as some of the industries in steel as well as cement to make sure that we strengthen the energy infrastructure of these industries. So these are some of the ways we try to focus in terms of developing the sustainable solution.
Right. Also, Mr. Nayak, talk about the measurable impacts and achievements that Delta has made in terms of sustainability goals and its targets.
We have already achieved 56.6% of carbon neutrality, way ahead of our target, which we should have achieved in year 2025. Our 70% of the factories are using the renewable energy sources. We already committed RE100, EV100, and also we are working in alignment with the 1.5 degree centigrade path. We have built 2 green data centers. We believe that data centers are also going to consume a lot of energy, so that is where we would like to make them more sustainable. and we already have about 32 buildings which are green buildings. So these are some of the achievements which we have already done. In addition to this, we continue to work in terms of developing the renewable energy sources to become a carbon neutral company by 2030. And these are some of the achievements I would say that we already have with us.
Those are wonderful achievements. Last question, also a macro question related to the environment that you, of course, specialize in. What has been India's journey towards sustainability so far, according to you? And what do you foresee as the potential impact on sustainability in the next 5 years or so?
Yeah, sustainability is not a new concept for India, because in the past, if we look at smaller villages or any kind of a village, they always following the sustainability concept. However, during the kind of industrialization and then in terms of the growth, we might have missed a bit. But thanks to the government, who's also supporting in the central as well as various state-wise, how do we try to strengthen the sustainability? As a result, we see that government has already announced a huge renewable energy mission. By year 2030, we would like to achieve 500 gigawatt of renewable energy in India, which is quite a significant, I would say, a policy which government is working towards. In addition to this, electric vehicle. So this is also quite important when we look at from the pollution point of view. And we see a significant increase in terms of the EV population in India. In addition to that, water or clean air, these are some of the areas which government is also working. The smart cities which are coming up, I'm sure they are also going to provide a better sustainability to the society. So these are some of the ways wherein government is working towards and then making it more and more sustainable future for all of us.
And Mr. Nayak, your contribution towards not only your company but the entire nation is appreciable as well as palpable. Thank you so much for taking out the time and speaking with NewsX. Wishing you all the best.
Thank you.